to our Acrosoft training video library and our tools module training. Our recommendation is that before you watch this training, that you have a general understanding of the Blue Administrative Interface or that you've completed our Freedom Fundamentals 1 training. The tools module on the Blue interface contains special features that help perform various tasks on your website. These tools let you create to-do lists, optimize your website for search engines, create shortcut URL links, search for text, check links on your website, and create and manage a sitemap. Today we'll be reviewing each of those tasks. So let's log into our Blue interface and we'll begin. Now before we go to the Tools module, just for a point of reference, I want to open the white interface of this site. And as you can see, this is our United We Stand training site. Now back in Blue in the Tools module, the first tab that you see here is used to create and manage a to-do list for the website. This lets you manage items that need to be completed on your site, and this can be used to either help you get a website launched or to manage regular updates on the site. The task you see here in the list is a default task that appears on all sites, giving directions for how to add a to-do item. Once you begin using your to-do list, you can delete this task if you'd like. To add to your list, click on the Edit List button, and now select Add a New To-Do Item to add your first item. Here, use the standard editor to add in your to-do item, and each to-do should be a separate item so that users can appropriately check off completed items individually. One way this might be useful is if you want to color code your items. You could color code by person assigned to the item, or by item type, or even by module that will be used to complete the item. It's really whatever works for your use. So we're going to create a list of things to do during this training. So first is learn about search optimization and use tools to improve our site's visibility. And then we can save. And we'll add another. Search for Acrosoft on the site. And save. Next we'll add check Acrosoft and Mote Marine links to make sure they're working properly on the site, and save. We'll add another one. Create a shortcut link for the Contact Us form. We'll change this one to red so I can show you an example using a colored font. And to do that, I just click on the color palette icon and then select red in my color picker window. And save. And then our last to do is create a sitemap and place a link to it in the top menu and save. Now you can see all of our items, and you can use the order arrows to move the items up and down if you need to sort by priority or by type. You can also filter here for completed or incomplete items. And when your list is complete, if you select back, you'll see your list with each of the items that you've added, and then you can check those items off one by one as they're completed. So if I check off our first task, A check mark will appear as well as a line through the item. And now, if I select to edit my list again, you can see under the completed column that this item has been marked as complete. I can re-edit the item if I want by clicking Edit under the Action column. And if the item is not complete, then I can return to the main screen, remove the check mark, and the line will also be removed. You can easily see how this would be a useful tool when working on your website, and if you have multiple users working on the site, all users who have full access to the Blue Tools module can see this list and edit their items, so the website administrator can see progress of other users on their tasks as well. And again, we'll be using this list as we go through our tasks during this training. The next tab in the Tools module is the Search Optimization tab, and everyone wants their website listed as the #1 search result whenever anyone searches for something relevant to the content of their site. The Search Optimization tab provides you with information and tools that you can use to help optimize the website so that search engines can locate and index your content. It may take several months for search engines such as Google to index the content of your website, and each change or addition to the website may take time before it appears in search engine results. On the Search Optimization tab, the guidelines are ranked here in order of importance, 1 being the most important and 9 being the least. Number 1 is relevant content. This section provides you with basic guidelines to follow to ensure that you create good content for the site. Having well-organized and well-written content makes it easier for search engines to index the content and include it in search results. From this page, we provide you with a link to a 17-page document about getting ranked high in a search engine. You want to add new content regularly, remembering that you're creating your website for people, not search engines. If your content is poorly written, visitors will quickly leave your site and it won't matter how high you rank in a search engine. In our Tools module, in our Search Optimization tab, number 2 on our list is Site Title. Your site title is what appears in the title bar of the browser window on each page of the site. For example, if I enter in the words site title and then save, and then refresh my live site or my white interface, you can see where the site title appears in my browser window. The site title should be limited to just a few important keywords that describe the website, and usually this includes the company or organization's name. If the website offers a specific product or service or represents a geographical area, you should include that information as well. So for this site, a site title might just be simply United We Stand. Number 3 on the Search Optimization tab is our Keyword Check. And this tool allows you to search your website to see which pages contain keywords that people might use in a search engine to locate the site. If the keywords are not used on the site, you should edit the content, especially on the home page, and use the keywords on the site. So think about what words people will be searching for to find your site. And if you've identified your target visitor correctly, you should be able to do this very easily. So on the United We Stand site, if I think United We Stand are keywords that a visitor might search for, I would want to search the site to see how often I use the company name in the site. And I do that just by entering the text here and clicking Search. From this page, I can also select Click here to search Google. And then I can see what other sites contain the same keywords. And here are some quick tips for developing keywords. Also, I've shown here an example of researching keywords on search engines, and you can see how the number of sites changes depending on how the keyword search is executed. This indicates that it would be important for me to use United We Stand and Washington together frequently in the site so that I am at least in a shorter list of one of 124,000 sites rather than one out of over 2 billion sites with just United. So I may want to go back to step 2 now and change my site title to United We Stand Washington. Back in blue in our Search Optimization main tab. Number 4 on our list is who links to your website. And the idea here is that the more sites that link to your site, the more likely your site contains good content that visitors will be interested in viewing. All search engines use links as a factor in ranking, and on Google, this concept is referred to as PageRank. The concept essentially ranks websites by popularity. However, it isn't just about link content, it's also about quality links. So although there are services that will add links to your website on portal pages, these are usually useless links that end up causing more harm than good because search engines view them as spam. If you select the button here for Google's link checker, you can see which sites link back to your website. This particular site is just a demo site, so you can see that I don't have any links set up. However, on our Acrosoft.com site, I can show you what appears there when we select the link checker. This is a screenshot of what appears when I select the link checker for Acrosoft.com, and this tells me that there are 93 sites linking to Acrosoft.com, and I can go through and see what sites link to our site. On this screen, I've identified some ways to find quality links, so you should approach companies with related sites who are not competitors, but sites that might trigger interest in your site. For example, a runner who is looking at running in the next Boston Marathon might need running shoes. Local links are always good, as is using portal sites like chambers and professional societies. And a good idea with links is to trade. Put theirs on your site and yours on theirs. Think about who has connections with your business, and of those individuals, who has a website. And if they don't have a website, refer them to Acrosoft. Back in blue, number 5 on our list is website spam notes. And clicking go on that main screen for website spam notes gives you a page of advice on spamming search engines. Basically, it's important to remember that if a search engine believes you're trying to spam or trick their system, you may wind up blacklisted or banned from their search altogether. Here's a list of examples that are already in common use and are already excluded from most search engines. Number 6 on our list is register website. This helps to ensure that your website gets listed in search engine indexes. To register your website in one of the listed search engines, click on the link provided and follow the instructions. Each search engine has different rules, policies, and fees, and if you decide to use a pay service to get your site listed, be sure to choose carefully and find a reputable service so you don't get banned for spamming. Number 7 on the list is robots and spiders. An internet robot, which can also be referred to as a web wanderer, crawler, or spider, simply visits sites by requesting documents from them. In our help documentation, we provide you with a link to this site, which is a reference about robots. We recommend that if you're going to customize your robots.txt file, that you should first visit this site to learn more about robots. The robots.txt file is basically instructions that you're giving to search engines specifying which pages of your site should or should not be indexed. This file is generally set up by your site administrator when your website is launched, but if yours is empty, you can use the reset button or contact customer support. We do have things in place already on our server to prevent search engines from reading entire files straight from your directories, but this allows you to create an even deeper level of guidelines. Number 8 on our list is meta tags. And the term meta tags refers to several different types of tags that are viewed by viewing the actual HTML source for a web page, which is how search engines can see the meta tags. The title tag is sometimes considered a meta tag because it appears in the header section of a page near other meta tags. We already reviewed the title tag when we reviewed priority number 2 in the search optimization tab. So if we go back to blue, the meta tag analyzer here will take you to an online analyzer which will show you which meta tags are used on your site and how strong they are. The meta description tag is also useful, and it's used to include a brief hidden description of the website. The description usually contains the targeted keywords of the website and can be read as a complete sentence. Some search engines do ignore this tag for ranking, but will display the description in the results of a search. For this reason, you should add a good meta tag description to each page of your site. And you can see as an example here, I have, "This is your site description." The meta keywords tag is rarely used by search engines, but some, like MSN and Hotbot, still do use it. And there are some guidelines listed here if you do want to use it. And I've listed some words here, some keywords, for example, United We Stand, Washington, and Microsoft. And now, if we go to our live interface and refresh, and view our page source, we can see the meta tags that we just inputted listed here. Your site may not be configured to use this feature, so if you need assistance with meta tags, please contact your system administrator. And finally, number 9 on our list is the alt tag checker. An alt tag is the setting in the HTML tag used to display an image. If an image is not found for some reason and you hover the cursor over the image location, you can see the text associated with it. Basically, the use of alt tags makes images more accessible, so we recommend that you use them, especially for images that are clickable. This is listed as item number 9 because this used to be a spam tactic, so search engines usually do not place a high priority on the use of alt tags to add keywords to a site. Your alt tag checker here identifies which pages on your site have images on them. This way you can quickly identify where to go if you're going to set up alt tags. So you can see here that we have an image on our home page of our United We Stand site. And if I were to hover my cursor over the image, you potentially could see the alternate text. Because I'm using a different version of Internet Explorer, I'm not seeing my alt text right now, but let me show you how you can view it and set up alternate text. In blue, let's go to the Web Pages module. We'll add a new web page. We'll put it in the main category. We'll call it alternate image example for both the link and the page title. And then we'll insert an image. And to do that, I'm going to use my insert image icon. And at the top here, you see a field for alternate text. And this is where you enter in the alternate text for your images. So I'll enter U.S. Capitol Building, and then I'll click on my Capitol Building image. And my image is inserted. And now when I hover my cursor over the text, you can see that U.S. Capitol Building appears, and that's the alt text. So now, before we go to our next task, let's go back to Tools in our to-do list. And we'll check off the search optimization task. Our next to-do item is to create a URL alias for the Contact Us form, and the Shortcuts tab is where you can create custom links. And I've shown here two examples on this screen. In the first example, I show a link to the news article module of the system to display all of the news articles on the site. The first line shows a shortcut URL. The second line shows the normal URL. The alias name is just news, but visitors need to know the full URL. In the second example, I've shown an example of a shortcut URL you may have seen before. Visitors can just type in www.acrosoft.com/training courses, and that will take them to the full URL listed below. So let's try that. We'll type in www.acrosoft.com/training courses. And you'll notice that I typed in the shortcut URL, but when the page loads, the full URL is displayed. So now let's go to Blue and we'll create a shortcut link for the Contact Us form. I'm going to click on the Shortcuts tab. And on this tab, you have quick help reference with the same news example that you saw on the screen previously. Our help documents have more information, and the help documents give you step-by-step directions. So first, we'll click on the Create a URL Alias button. And we want to create a URL alias to the Contact Us form. So the only thing that I'm going to put in the alias name is Contact Us. This needs to be a unique name, which will be the value that follows the domain name of the site. And now the system needs to know here what the actual URL is. And I can type in the actual URL, or I can use the link wizard. So let's use the link wizard. I'm going to select Change or Add. From the module drop-down list, I'm going to select Forms, and then click Next. I'm going to choose the Contact Us form, and now I'm going to save. And now I can click here to check the Contact Us URL. And it works. And I can also add Contact Us to the end of our URL. And I'm routed to that same page. So now let's check this item off of our to-do list. And next is the Search tab. With this tab, you can search for text in 8 different modules of the Blue interface. The modules that support the search feature are listed here, and the search feature is not case sensitive, and the case does not have to be exact in order for the search to work. So if I do a search for Acrosoft, I can then find the 2 web pages on the site where Acrosoft is used, and I can access those pages right from the Search tab by clicking on the link. The next tab is the Link Checker. And this is used to help you quickly see which links you have on your site, giving you an easy place to manually check your links to make sure that they're linking to the correct URL. The modules that are searched are listed here. And this is a tool to help you ensure that all links still work and point to the appropriate content. For example, say Acrosoft's domain name changes. I could come to the link checker here and quickly see where I have any links to Acrosoft, and then I know where I need to go to edit those links. You can also just come here and click through each link to make sure that they're all still working and go to live sites. Our task was to check the Acrosoft and Mote Marine links, so let's do that. Here's our Acrosoft link. And if I click on it, it does take me to the Acrosoft site. And we'll do the same with Mote Marine. And it does take me to the Mote Marine site as well. Now we can go back to our to-do list. And check off our search and link tasks. And finally, the last tab in the Tools module is the sitemap. Sitemaps are a useful feature of a website because they help you view the entire website as a whole to ensure that it's organized well for your visitors. Sitemaps are essentially an outline of the site, and they're created using the menus, creating a link from each menu item to its corresponding content on the site. Sitemaps can also be used by your visitors to quickly find content on the website without having to click many links. And sitemaps are often used by search engine crawlers to index a website. So to initially create your sitemap, click on the Reset Sitemap File button. Your map will appear in the editor, and then you can make any changes to it with the editor, or you can add additional links to it. You can always reset your sitemap file, but remember that if you do it, it will overwrite whatever you have previously done in the editor. So if you've made a lot of changes to your sitemap, you may want to continue to just manually update the sitemap. Once you have a saved sitemap, you can create a link to it for your visitors. From our sitemap, I'll go to the Menus module, and select Menu Top. I'm going to click to add a new menu item, and then select the wizard. I'm going to create an internal link. Click Next. And then I'm going to enter sitemap.php in the link field. And click Insert Link. I'll give my menu item a name. We'll call it Sitemap. Unhide the menu item. Save our menu item to white. In the top menu, there's a sitemap. And if I click on it, I'm routed to the map that we just created in the Tools module. If you're copying information from another program, such as Microsoft Word or FrontPage, to the editor, please make sure to review the help documents for tips on the recommended steps to follow. So now let's go back to blue in the Tools module. And we'll check that task off of our to-do list. Before we conclude the training, I just want to show you that in the Security module, if I edit the access level of a group, I can limit access by the tabs within the Tools module. For example, if I only wanted the marketing department to be able to view the search optimization and the to-do list, I could click on Edit next to Marketing Department, scroll down to Tools, and then check off View next to To-Do List and Search Optimization. Or if I wanted to provide full access, I could select full access. We do offer a 30-minute training on just the security module, which explains the security features and options in more detail in relationship to all of the modules. That concludes our Tools module training. For more information on the Tools module or on Acrosoft Freedom, please visit www.acrosoft.com, call 888-965-3330, or email info@acrosoft.com.